not like a girl, like I'm not like female, like fully female, like I'm like I have a dick. And then he was like,
No.
no. And I was like, what do you mean no? I told you this when we first met.
Shit.
And then he was like, well, I thought you were joking. And I was like, no. And he was like, well, I thought you were joking. That's why I was laughing. And
Hey guys, it's Maticus. We're here on State Slate, and I have my lovely friend here, Mickey.
Hi guys.
Hi. I was talking earlier about some of the things we were talking about today, and some of the conversations we've been having around trans baiting. So before we go into people saying like the people you've been accused of trans baiting, let's talk about what is trans baiting. Do you feel free to explain that?
Okay, so trans baiting, if you've heard the term like gay baiting, it's like where someone pretends to be gay for like views, like where they're just being like super gay with each other, and then like that way people like will start looking at their videos and stuff.
Like those TikTokers.
So trans baiting, I guess, is basically this like kind of a similar thing, but it's with pretending to be trans for views. That's what my understanding is. So I've said that they've accused me for that because I've had like a lot of people who go on my social media and they assume I'm either female, like natural born female, or they're thinking that I am trans. But I guess you would say cis woman. I just don't want to be like offensive. So, but anyways, they basically say that I trans bait. I've had some trans women tell me that I trans bait because I present female on my social media and stuff. And I'm like, how do I trans bait though? Because I changed it now, but my bio has said drag queen most of the remaining of the time. I think I only changed it right now because I'm still rebranding my Instagram and like all my social media right now. So that's why I just changed it. But before it said drag queen in my bio. And then not only that, like I understand I look very what's the word? Like I present very female on social media, yes, but I'm not a catfish girl because I look like that in person too. I'm a performer, I'm a drag queen, and I do modeling. So when I do photo shoots and stuff, of course, like I'm gonna do it in glam and I'm gonna look my best. But yeah, everybody thinks that I trans bait, I guess, because of that. But that makes no sense to me because I've never once put the trans flag in my bio. I never said I was trans. So it just makes no sense. Like you're just basically like saying things out of your butt. Like,
well, I don't know. So my perspective is like, I know like you're in drag like all the time. So I think people are like, okay, I only see Mickey in drag, like, but you're also getting booked a lot. Let's be fair. And you're like, I don't know. You have 2 separate Instagrams, so I think that's quite professional.
Yeah, well, it is very professional because I like to say I'm like the real life Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
I like my normal, like, everyday thing. And then when it comes to work, I actually take my drag very serious. Like, I really do. I plan my looks. I make reels, little mini music videos. I put my performances on YouTube. Yeah. I try to do all my social media stuff. And I try to market myself, the best to my ability where I am right now. But... Wait, what were we doing?
You didn't let me finish.
Wait, okay. Yeah, sorry. I don't know where I was going.
Girl, you gotta share the mic. You gotta share the mic, okay?
My bad.
No, like it's just Mickey's show, right? Like,
welcome back to my channel.
As I was saying, no, I'm saying like I've seen you out a lot, like as in drag, which is like very passing, right? Very beautiful, looks awesome, and I think other like people that are like in the community that are also performers and trans see that. But they're out just like, normally presenting as women when they're not performing. And they like what I'm getting, like my feedback is that they think that you're like pretty much taking men from them. Or you're like baiting those guys that you're trans.
Are you talking about real trans women, or are you talking about
real trans women?
Oh.
Yeah.
I will. Okay, so I will say this. I think where I really like kind of like, it's kind of my fault, but in a way confused people, is when I was doing the modeling and I had long hair, I was presenting female a lot of the time. But because people would mainly just see me glam all the time, right? But my close friends that saw me out of makeup and stuff like that, like my really close friends, knew that I was a boy and stuff. But like, you know, if we're not that close and I hang out with, let's say, some Instagram model, like, and she's like one of my friends online or something, and we hang out or something, they just assume I'm probably a trans girl because like they see me present as a female with boobs and everything.
Yeah. No. So I think kind of like what I was curious about is like and I think these like trans girls are probably feeling the same way. Is like it feels like you can flip sides, and that's like kind of unfair. Like I can be the really handsome man, I can be
Shapeshifter.
a really sexy girl. But does that ever like hurt you like when you're like pursuing a person? Do they have an expectation of like you are a boy or a girl?
That's actually such a good question. Yes, a lot. So I've talked to guys before who identify as straight and they're into me. They know I'm technically a boy, but they see me as a girl because, you know, they see me looking like a girl, but they know I'm a boy, like I tell them.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's sometimes expectations because they only see me as a girl to not see me as a boy. So then there are times that I've felt pressure to like get glam up every time they see me.
Yeah.
Even if we're just going like paddle boarding or something, I feel like I need to put on makeup and a wig and like put on like a bikini and stuff. And it's because I feel like, okay, well, I just don't want to scare them away. And it's kind of sad, but I'll be honest, like I've never had a boyfriend. I've dated a lot of guys, but I've never been in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never had a boyfriend. So it's just like, I don't know, the pressure of like being both sometimes. It's kind of like if you ever watch Hannah Montana, like it's very that. Like I'm living a double life. Like I live as a boy, and then there's also people who don't recognize me or don't even know me as a boy or a girl. Like some people I used to deal with that I still deal with that where more people only know me as a female, and then close friends like you and stuff like that, like people who do know me, they know me as a boy as well. But there's a lot of people who don't even recognize me when I'm out of drag and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they won't know.
Like, you feel like kind of like Hannah Montana is a great example. Like if you met them as Hannah Montana, like do you have to keep that going? You're like, okay, so like you're saying
I feel like I do, but like
but you don't feel like that's trans baiting?
No, because I told them that I am a boy. You know what I mean? But to other people, if I tell them that, maybe. But the thing is if I already discussed it with the person I'm talking to or being physical with, then that's my and his business.
Yeah.
It's nobody else's business. Well, so technically, like that, though, right? Y'all's opinions don't matter because his is the one that matters because it's if he's comfortable or not with it. And if he is, okay, then that's our business.
But we know the world doesn't work that way, right? Like, I totally agree with you. Like, your business is your business, your relationship's your relationship. But, like, gay people are, like, the most hypocritical in any community. So, like, they're gonna have a lot to say. But I would say, like, that it's got to be kind of rough because I have other friends that are also, like, that do drag. And they're not necessarily, like, in drag all the time. Or maybe they are. But they like meet somebody as a woman and they get hit on and pursued, and then they try to meet them and go on that date as a boy, and that doesn't work. That guy will like literally like get up and leave.
Oh, before I felt like I was more pressured to basically like be a girl more with them because I felt like if I was gonna be a boy, they wouldn't like they knew I was a boy, but I felt like I was gonna freak them out, I guess. But honestly, confidence really is key, and I feel like I'm so more confident in myself, like whether they see me as a boy or not, I don't really care. Like you're gonna just accept me how I am. But that when I was younger, it wasn't like that. So I feel like I'm more comfortable with myself and like just being like 100% like my authentic self all the time. Like instead of like putting a wig on all the time to be this like hot blonde bombshell all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was very I want to be Hannah Montana all the time moment, but not anymore.
How do you kind of like segment your way into like being the boy? So you're like, okay, cool, I'm as a girl, I want to continue that on, and now I want to be the boy. Because you were telling me like we were just in LA together, and you're like, I want to go out, I want to be a boy, I want to get people to hit on me as a boy, right? Like I know you want to.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a dilemma right now because I have 2 costumes. They're really like they're girl costumes and they're sickening. But
You got to answer the question before you go off on a second.
no. This is really short. This is really short.
No, you keep doing that.
No, but this is really short. I have 2 girl costumes, and I want to go out as a boy low key though, because then like you can get all lit with your friends and be a little nasty, Zuzu. But when you're in drag, you're worried about your hair, your makeup, you're all hot in the club, and then like you're uncomfortable, your feet hurt, like you know what I mean. So that kind of goes with what you're saying. Like I think I'd rather just be a boy, like have fun,
Yeah. Has there ever been a situation where you've been talking to a guy and he didn't know that you were a boy and you didn't tell him?
Okay.
And what happened?
Yeah. So kind of not. So I've always been very classy, and I've always like made this rule, like I will not even go, because I used to go to straight clubs but glammed up, but I would never
Come get your hose.
No, I would never make out or kiss a guy or touch him or anything like that inappropriately unless he knows. So I've like told them I'm very straight up about it. I don't really care. I'm still hot either way. So anyway, so this one time I went to a party. My friend invited me to a house party, and there was this really cute guy, and he actually like hurt his like leg, or I think it was his like knee or ankle.
Not an injured boy.
Yeah, he had a whole cast, and
he had like run away.
And he had like crutches, and like he was a really cute guy, like super cute, giving me Zac Efron like Neighbors like vibes. And I was like, this was a straight party, by the way, and I looked like a beautiful girl, and like I basically like was like, oh no, what happened to your leg? And like we just started chatting, and he was like very sweet, such a gentleman, like he was a sweetheart. And he was making me fall in love with him. He was so sweet. But anyways, I basically like told him later in the night, like we were on the patio, and I told him, I was like, I can't remember verbatim like exactly what I said, this was so long ago, but I basically said something like I want to make sure like it's cool with you, because he wanted to like hang out with me again. And I was like, well, let me make sure it's cool with you. I was like, I don't know if you know this, but I was like, but I'm not like a girl, like I'm a special girl.
I'm not a good girl.
No, I'm not a girl, like I'm a special girl.
Did he like know right away, or? And
then he was like, what do you mean? And then I was like, I have a dick. And then he was like, oh really? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. And I was
stop.
Like, no, for real. So then I was like, oh, okay, he's cool with it.
Yeah.
When it was our first date and we were supposed to like go on our first date.
Wait, stop. You agreed to go on a date? Like you're skipping. You're like, so okay,
no, I had to
right?
No, I had to go back because you sidetracked me.
Okay, but I just want to make sure
I want to
make sure everybody understands.
When you edit it, you'll know.
No, I don't. Let's start. Like you got me skipped here. I'm not gonna know how to edit that. So you got this guy to agree he's cool with you having a dick, and you guys agree to having a date like that same day.
Yes. That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. So sorry. So basically, when we agreed to go on when he agreed to like he wanted to take me out or whatever.
Yeah.
I asked him, do you want me to pick you up from your brother's house? And he was like, yeah. And then so I went to go pick him up. Yes, I went to go pick him up, but
because he can't drive.
Yeah, he can't drive. So he had a hurt leg, remember? So basically I went to go pick him up, and he wouldn't answer the phone because I was trying to tell him that I was outside. Okay. He wouldn't answer the phone, and I was like, what the fuck? So I kept like calling him, and he wouldn't answer. And then I went to the door, rang it, nobody was like home, I guess. And then I'm like, what the hell? So then I texted him. Okay, so I'm Latino, so I was like blowing up his phone. I was like, where are you? Where are you, baby? I said, if you didn't want to be hang out with me, you could have just not wasted my time. And I was like pissed. And I kept calling him. And then someone answers the phone.
Yeah.
And then when I answered the phone, I was like, where the F are you? And then this goes, hi, this is the Travis County police officer.
He called the police on you?
No. I was calling his phone, and that's who answered his phone.
Oh, girl. I thought you escalated.
No, a police officer answered his phone. So I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
And if y'all didn't know, I mean, he speaks like perfect English and everything, but he was a hot Romanian guy. So basically, the police officer answers the phone, and then I'm like, oh, hi, where's Roman? Oh, I'm not supposed to say his name. Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Please.
girl, say like right back here.
So basically, they were like, you're gonna have to take that shit out.
No.
Well, because I can't say his name.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, his name is beep 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 beep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so wait, yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So basically, I was like, where is he? And then they were like, so who is this? And I was like, I just lied, and I was like, oh, it's his girlfriend. And then they're like, well, he got arrested and pulled over for what's it called? Drug possession and holding a firearm.
What was in those crutches?
I'm not gonna lie, I used to talk to these straight guys that like low key were so hot, but like out of rehab and shit.
Girl, you didn't say he was a thug. Like he got his
No,
he got war energy.
no, I didn't think he was. No, I'm not joking.
Injuries.
I'm not joking. Every time I talk to these guys, they sound normal, you know, like I don't think they're thugs or anything. But like, no, I don't think they're thugs or anything. Like they're chill, you know what I mean? But then they always are like straight out of rehab or like carrying firearms or something. Anyway, so yeah, so basically they told me that, and I was like, wait, what? And then he like got on the phone like finally, and then was like, can you like come bail me out? And I said, hell no. I was like, not with my money. And then he was like, please, it's an emergency, like it's something so dumb. And I was like, what? Like,
I'll pay you back.
yeah. So then basically I went there just to
No, you did not.
No. I did not bail him out. No. I'm mixing up.
Visitation?
No, stop. I only went to go pick him up. He bailed him self out, and like he just needed a ride when I picked him up. So I went to go pick him up the next day.
Okay. He figured it out.
Yeah, the next day. I wasn't gonna do that for him, girl.
Yeah, but I'll be there for you when you get out, baby.
Yeah, I was like, I got you when you get out, baby.
I got you, right, baby.
That's my baby daddy. No, but when he got out, he was like, I really want to treat you. That was so sweet. Like he gassed up my car, and he was like, I'll take you out to eat. And he was like, I want to see you again. Like, that was so nice of you, what you did and everything. He thought I was a sweetheart. And then we hang out again. And then later in the night, he's like, do you want to come up like in the house? And I was like, yeah. So I was like, yeah, okay. Like, you know,
because we don't got an elevator.
So we went up into the house, and then we were like in the bed chilling. And then he was looking at me, and he's never kissed me because, like I said, I'm classy. And no, but he never kissed me because no. But look, stop. No, you can be a whore. You can be a whore.
Hey, get off the mic. Even your friend here knows.
No.
Okay,
you can be a whore with the gays, you know.
What? Now you're a classy whore?
No, but when I'm like a girl, I'm actually very classy. Like I take my role very serious. Like, so I was just like, because he wanted to kiss me, and I told him, I said, okay, wait, before we kiss, I was like, I just want to clarify one more time with you. And I said, are you sure you're comfortable? And he was like, comfortable with what? And then I was like, I told you before, remember? I said,
he didn't remember.
Hold on. So I was like, I told you before, remember that, you know, that I'm not like a girl, like I'm not like female, like fully female, like I'm like I have a dick. And then he was like, no. And I was like, what do you mean no? I told you this when we first met. Shit. And then he was like, well, I thought you were joking. And I was like, no. And he was like, well, I thought you were joking. That's why I was laughing. And I was like, I thought you were laughing because you were into it.
Oh my God. He's like, you're so funny.
Yeah, but he was like, he told me straight up, he was like, he was like, honestly, Mickey, like, you're beautiful. And he was like, but I don't know if I could do that with what you have. And he said, but you're really beautiful and sweet. And he was like, he was actually so sweet about it. He was like, I think we should just be really good friends. And like, and I was like, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to force anybody to do anything.
Damn. Is that before or after you made
But 2 weeks later, he was like, I look, you want to see the booty pics.
Shut up, seriously?
I swear, yeah.
No, but like,
I've never actually fully been denied. I always just get delayed.
Girl, let me in here. Let me in. Okay, you're 2 weeks over. Like, what happened? Like, you didn't make out? Did he even try to kiss you? You're like, you know what? I'm gonna try it or not.
Well, I'm nobody's guinea pig. So after he said that he didn't want to kiss and that he wasn't gonna be into it, I just didn't talk to him anymore.
Except for 2 weeks later when he comes in for the whole pics.
No, yeah, but I didn't send him to him, and I never answered him.
Oh,
and then
no.
I honestly, after a while, I just unfollowed him.
You're like, here's the
I'm nobody's guinea pig.
here's the link to my OnlyFans.
I'm
You want to see
fine.
that?
Look,
Go pay for it.
if a guy is straight up and he's like, "You're hot," like you're my first, like I want to try this because I've done that before.
Yeah.
Like then, yeah, I'm down. Let's do this. But if you're
That was
like,
his intentions though.
if you're like, no, but if you're like, no, like I don't know if I'm like I want to do this. Like I'm like, okay, I don't have time for this.
I mean, but let's be fair. Like he didn't have a chance to romance you because he thought you were kidding the first time, right? And then you're there, like in the moment, you're like, oh, you know what? I want this to be really romantic. And you're like, you know what?
Yeah,
The
but
first
girl,
one
it's on
for
the way.
me.
Listen, San Antonio. I'm not driving no 2 hours.
It's
or
not about the
whatever
drive
long,
though. But you're like, you're wishing for something that's
just so you could poke around like that one game with the tweezers.
Operation.
Yeah.
Nah. Not that. Nah. There you go.
Oh, I'm a zap. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so that's the long version of the story about was that not true?
I mean, it was unintentional, I guess.
Okay, so unintentional. So I wouldn't say like you're transbaiting because you're not doing it that way. You're
No, well, not even
Sure.
transmitting. He thought I
Yeah.
had a vagina.
Yeah, and you tried to be honest.
I tried. I
chose-
really
You
tried.
chose to look past that. And
I'm not
accept that.
joking. Do you know how much? It's so annoying because people don't believe me, but I feel like the gays and the girls, they know, like they just think either I'm trans or like
No.
or like a crossdresser, I guess. But like I'm not joking. When it comes to like straight men, they normally don't really clock me that well.
No, I will show you guys.
It's really
I know.
surprising. But
I will show you guys a video of this bitch because she is so fucking passing. Like it's ridiculous, and I wouldn't even ask
oh, which
you.
one? Because some of them shoulders, girl. I don't know. You gotta cover them all.
Or like hair swinging, or like these like little music videos you do, like they're on Instagram and stuff. They're like crawling and shit. I was like, that's a woman. That's more woman than my sisters. Like,
Oh my
like,
God.
girl, do delivery.
Thank you, Mom, for all this spot.
Yeah, I want to. Now you got that song stuck in my head. Thank you, my man. So how's it go? Thank you to my mans. You know.
Thank you to my man.
Thank you to my man.
Thank you to my mom.
Okay, so you didn't transbait this boy, but you baited him, you got him, lady, you got him, you locked him, right? And then you have not talked to him since, but he came asking and trying to collect some pics. Like you made him curious.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so I wonder where he is now. We should hit him up.
I've also
Got
had.
his number, let's call him. Let's go.
No, I've also
It's
had
the police
like.
department here again.
I've also had like this. I did a photo shoot with this other male model. Like this was like back when I was doing bikini shoots and stuff. And we like messed around after the photo shoot. But he knew, but he never asked me if I was trans or not.
Yeah.
But we just kind of did it. But then again, like I said, like why do I have to say like if you see a girl and then but she has, you know,
Yeah.
dingling, then what's the difference? Like if I look that much like a female but I have a dingling, I mean like same thing. Like
I don't
sexually same thing. The only difference.
No, I would not say same thing at all. It's very different.
No.
No.
Okay, I'm not talking about wait, yes? If you're
No.
gonna suck a pee-pee, then
No.
suck a
I'm
pee-pee.
saying like
If you're gonna do it in the booty, then you're
no,
doing it in
because
the booty.
like straight guys don't get to have sex with girls in the booty. That's a rarity. That's a special surprise.
That's not
like
what I'm talking
extra.
about.
But I'm saying like
talking
they thought
about
for a woman.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about trans baiting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
but
I'm saying if a guy's into trans girls, if he's getting, most of the time they're fine with like trans or cross dressing, like something as long as you look very like feminine, like
Yeah,
that's normal,
I guess
like,
I'm on a different page because we said we're not transbaiting, right? So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, cool. We're just out here looking, slaying, right? And you're like, okay, cool. You came to a guy and like he's like, oh, he thought you were a real ass woman, not even trans, right? You just thought you were.
okay, well then just cut this part out.
No. What? That's okay. I'm asking you these questions 'cause, like there's
No,
curiosity.
maybe this part's too controversial.
Why? What? Like, like if you like go home with like a straight guy and he thinks that you like were a woman from the beginning.
Well, no, what I'm saying is there are some guys, like if you're doing a hookup with a guy, right? Okay, it's a hookup.
Yeah.
If if he already knows that you have a penis and you're presenting female,
Yeah.
do you have to explain, oh, I identify as they, them,
No.
or I identify as trans, or I am a cross-dresser? You don't have to tell them your business as long as they already know you have a PP and or whatever you have down there, whatever. But for me, if they already know what I have down there and they're comfortable with it and they see me look like a girl, that's fine. It's not trans baiting if you're just
Yeah.
going with the flow, as long as they're cool with it. Okay.
I'm not even saying trans baiting now. And then also like other people are accusing you of that, not me. But I'm saying like
No, I know.
no, we're talking about like in just being that girl, whatever. Things get hot and ready. Say you're on this photo shoot. That's sexy. Like you're working a lot, you're taking photos together, a lot of body contact, you know, looking sexy, being sexy, and you're like, damn, I'm turned on, you know? And you get down to it and it's like, oh shit, this girl's a guy. You know, like you're like,
Yeah.
you're like, but you know what? We're here and I'm kinda into it.
Yeah, honestly, that I don't know. I've worked with a lot of photographers, like as a girl, and they never ask me what I identify as, because it's honestly unprofessional to me, in my opinion, if you're like asking people's personal stuff. Like you're there to work, you're there for that person, you're doing the work, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, we're not talking about a photographer. They're like the other
No, I know, but I'm
models,
just
too,
saying, yeah, I'm just saying
Yeah.
in general, like people, like it's not nobody's business. That's why I hate. Oh my God, I will say that though, that bothers me when everybody brings up what they identify as randomly, like when it has nothing to do with anything. If you're being asked that, that's fine. But like, I mean, you should be proud of like who you are and stuff like that. That's fine. But like, I've experienced people like where they just like randomly bring it up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
they use it as a self-identifier, like as their like characteristics too. And I'm like, girl, like we're not even talking about that right
Yeah.
now. You know what I mean?
I guess, but I'm like, let people be.
Because they'll
people,
bring it up
you know?
about me too, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like, that's why I get irritated, because they'll just randomly bring it up. Like, so what do you identify as?
Well, I think that's
Especially in the LGBT world.
Well,
Like,
I think.
girl,
Do you only think that's out of respect that people are curious about how you identify?
I mean, I guess it just depends on how you go about it. If you're just randomly, like, if we're talking about pizza and you're just randomly like, so are you trans? Like, okay, like, girl.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, girl, I'm just asking because I want to make sure, like, I don't, that I just do it right. You're trans, right? Like, or something like that. Like, or what do you identify as? Whatever, like, you want to ask, I guess. But like, just do it in the right way, I guess. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I guess it all sounds nice, but the thing is, like, a lot of people, like, as we're developing, don't know how to ask certain questions, and I think a lot of people get angry and upset about it. Like, hey, you know what? Let me reroute you. The better way to say that is this, or like, rather than coming hostile. But that reminds me of another situation of talking, probably with like two of these trans girls that might accuse you of this. I don't know. But I was having a conversation with two trans girls at an after party, and they were talking about how these guys at the club were telling them how gorgeous they were as women. Like, you're the most gorgeous woman I ever saw. You're like such a great, gorgeous, presenting woman. And they're like, that was so offensive. And I told him to go fuck himself and blah, 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 blah. And like, I just totally went off on him. I'm just like, wait a second. Like, are we not thinking about like, did he really respect you as a person? Do you think that he respected you? And they're like, yeah, I think so. I was like, well, why are we like, meeting them with hostility? We're like, well, he's not saying it the way that I want him to say it. But I was like, well, how do you want him to say it? And then like, when we really got into it, they're like, I don't know.
I mean,
That's not fair.
There's really no perfect way to ask people, I guess, to be honest. But I mean, the best thing you can do is just come off, as a friend, just asking. Because you don't want to just be like some rando and just be like, so wait, what do you identify as? Like, because it's just random and weird. Honestly, because I used to work customer service back then. And like, if I had a customer who I didn't know what they identify as, like sometimes, people just look very androgynous or something. I don't know what they identify as. All I do is just don't say anything. Like, I'll just be like, instead of being like, ma'am, can I get you water? Like, just be like, can I get you a water? Like, why? Like, you don't need to say all that, because then it's just being extra. You know what I mean?
But no, so I think outside of like the, how you identify, say that somebody's giving you a compliment in drag or whatever, they're like, oh, you
look beautiful, girl.
Yeah, you look, you look gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Yeah, right? But do you ever get offended when they say that? Like, you're a beautiful woman, like, rather than like, oh, I'm a beautiful person?
No, I love it. Like, I don't get offended. Even like some of my friends, like some of my close friends, they call me girl all the time. Or even when we're at a restaurant and I don't know if I'm like, hey, can you ask them for a water? And they're like, ma'am, can she get a water? They'll still call me she or call me girl. Like that, I don't get offended. It's whatever. I know a lot of people see me as a girl, and I know a lot of people see me as a boy. I honestly don't care whatever they call me.
Yeah, I think I've been flipping
They
back.
call me a boy or a girl.
I've been flipping back in between this whole time, saying like he and she.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like gay people refer to she as like they're like, oh, that girl, whatever, you know.
My only thing that will make me mad though is when I'm glammed up, looking gorgeous and looking so like pussy stunt, is when you call me he or like man or something. Like, because if I'm presenting all glammed up, you really think I want to be called he right now? Don't out me and do me like that. Like, keep the fantasy, you know?
Yeah, I guess I think it's also like hard for like fans to know, you know, like, okay, so you're in and out of drag or whatever. Where I was pretty much saying like, you know, if people see you in drag and maybe they don't know how to show that what you're identifying as, you're like, they should know I'm presenting as a woman. And I was like, that's not really fair, you know, because like we have a lot of people that might present as women, or like we interpret that, and that's not our judgment, because people they might be they them or whatever else, you know, like, so
there's so many people that identify as other things but look a certain way. But you know, especially in today's society, you really can't just, I guess, just go with what you see. So
we're kind of talking about like, you know, trans or drag or whatever, you know, but say people like, a lot of people like, as I was expressing to you, get like the trans person, the drag person, the performer, like they get really mad at that person that's either complimenting them or, you know, talks to them in the correct way when they mean it in like the most like positive manner. They're like, wow, you look really great. But I was like, why are we met with like so much like aggression? You know,
I know what you mean, because so being a drag queen, I can say this, there are times when there's like, I don't know, let's say Ashley, and she's really drunk and she walks up to me, she's like, wow, you look so good for like, wait, you need to do my makeup.
Yeah,
that's annoying, but they don't mean any harm, but
super compliment
it's the way they say it and the way they come out, like that it's rude, and it's like, ugh.
But they don't mean that way. They're literally trying to like compliment you that you're better than them. Like, you do it better.
Yeah, like
you're better.
Yeah, like I know, but like I don't know. It's just so here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm nice. Like I know they don't mean it from a malicious place. So I just say thank you and move on. You know what I mean? I'm just like, thank you, I appreciate that, and I smile, and they want to take a picture or something. We'll do that. But I keep it very, you know, professional. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, like this and that. Like, it's just a little like cringy to me. But I'm not gonna.
Well, what do you want them to?
What
do you want them to say?
You look beautiful. Wow, you did amazing.
But they they want to share with you that like, I think you're trying to redirect them. They want to share with you that you do better makeup than they do. How would you want to know?
Wow, your makeup skills are so beautiful. How did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I did this and that. What products did you use? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But so like, if you say something like, wow, you look so much like a girl, but you're a man, that's crazy. Like,
yeah, I guess it's like it's a little like wow effect, because like they're like, damn, that contour though.
Right. It's just they're not used to it. It's and most people that like that I'm kind of referring to, most of the time it's their first drag show, or maybe they've never seen a drag queen in person, or maybe they've only seen a few drag queens in their lifetime and they haven't seen me yet, or something like that. Like, I feel like they just like they don't know how to word it, so that's why I don't get offended, because I know they're not coming from a bad place.
Well, I feel like it's the same thing as like they like being gay, right? But also like you want them to talk to you, right? You don't want to like not have people talk to you. We want to have like conversations. So I think it's like as gay people, you have to educate people every single day. They're like, what's this event? What's that mean? What's this word? What's this?
Because everybody likes to think they already know us.
Exactly. So you're gonna have to do the same thing.
Not all gay people are the same. There are so
But no, let's stop. Don't even tangent right now. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're empowering people that have questions and want to talk to performers to continue to do so, and then also asking our performers to empower themselves to help their audiences understand who they are, you know, how they should be spoken to, you know, because it could be trans, it could be drag queen, it could be whatever it is. You have to educate these people. Nobody just knows how to talk to you. and that's
Right.
unfair for you to expect that. So, and unfortunately, just as like being gay, you have to educate people how to have conversations with you. You got to do your part. So that's really what I want people to understand.
Yeah, if you think about it, look, a doctor could make fun of someone who's not a doctor who was not using the right vocabulary when talking to them. But I mean, hello, we didn't go to school to be a doctor, so like we don't have any education on it. So why are you making fun of me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like we could say the same thing. They don't have education on our community, so like it's like how so they're not using the right vocabulary or they don't know how to approach certain subjects with us. That's why I don't get offended. All I do is just like kind of help them out and point them
Yeah.
in the right direction, because that's all you can do as a human is just try to help each other out.
Well, yeah, I know. I feel like they like a lot of straight people really they want to be an ally, you know?
Mhm.
And like sometimes we make it hard for them to be allies. We don't want you to be a part of our community. We don't want you to come to our events. We don't come to our areas. You know, we want
I
separation,
understand like
segregation.
I understand where everybody comes from, because I know, like, example, sometimes the gays gets I know a lot of the gays also are like, why are there straight people at the gay club? Ugh, like,
Well, it's great to have community, yeah.
no, I understand it because, like, we want to be with our community, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate the ones that are there to actually party with us. The ones I don't like is when it's all these bachelorette big parties and they're drunk and they're all like, oh my gosh, like, you guys are gay. I wish you guys were straight. You guys are like just so fabulous. Those are the ones we're like, go home. We're like,
Yeah. No, I get that. So they want to go because it's a show. They're like, I'm going to do my bachelor party there because it's going to be so much fun to hang out with gays. They're going to give me attention or not attention.
yeah, and they're gonna
I would
call me pretty.
take my man there. He's going to get hit on so hard and get a drink spot for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but on this stance of allies, I was asking people about this in Pride. I never aired any of it. But like when you came out, like, did you come out to someone that was gay or did you talk to someone that was not gay? Like, who was the first person you talked about the way that you feel?
Damn, that was a good question. I didn't expect that. The first person that I actually like fully came out to, I think really would be my friend. She was like my friend through like the end of like high school,
Yeah.
and when I graduated for like maybe like 2 or 3 years after.
Yeah.
We're not friends anymore, but she was like a big part of like my life at that point, because like she was the person I came out to, because I didn't come out and honestly since like around my senior year. Before I had a girlfriend, I was
Yeah.
like,
So you had this like really close girlfriend in high school. Sounds like you guys were besties. Like how did you come out to her? Where were you? What did it feel like?
it was so freeing to me, because then we started going to the me and her used to go to the club.
Yeah.
And she was actually in my cheer group,
Mhm.
like my cheer what's it called? My cheer team.
Squad girl.
Yeah, she was in my cheer team, and like she was like my best friend, and we were going out to the clubs together, and then we could talk about boys and everything, and like she was actually the person I was with when I told her like, hey, like I like when we were already past the gay thing, I told her, I was like, I like kind of want to try turning into a girl,
Yeah.
like with makeup and a wig and stuff. And I was like, and I kind of want to go to the club like that.
Yeah.
And then she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, I'll help you,
Yeah.
like, and everything.
Mad support.
And then I got dressed up, went to the club, and that was the first time I ever went like dressed up like a girl. I wore a black wig, I wore like booty shorts, some like boots, and like, yeah, and she was the first person who like actually fully accepted me. And it was so cute because I told her at a Starbucks.
Yeah.
I told her at a Starbucks that I wanted to like tell her something. And then that's when I fully came out to her and everything. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And she like hugged me. She was like, not to be annoying, but I've always wanted a gay friend.
Yeah.
Because all my friends were straight. Like all my friends were straight. But yeah, I came out to her that I was actually
Yeah.
gay.
Yeah. Cute. Period. Okay, but the point is that I'm bringing this up is because like we are like I feel like we got out of the cage. Like when I was in school, all my friends were girls, all of them. I was like the king of the girls. Like and like guys wanted to be my friends because I knew the girls. So, like and I can hook them up with anybody, right? But now like I'm like I don't have barely any girlfriends. It's all guys, and I'm incredibly exclusive to that. But the person that I came out to was a girl. and even the guys that I spoke to were straight and so supportive. And I think we're so quick to isolate ourselves and we forget like where we came from. It's really easy to do that.
Oh, it's true. We
You know?
put ourselves in our own like world.
Yeah.
No, it's so true. That really is true.
And you don't really, I feel like you don't come out of that until like you get into like a really good relationship and you're like, you know what, I need other relationship friends. And those are straight people, because we gays we drama, we crazy, right? And you're like, how do I get out of this? Because we're in that club life. And it's like, you know, party, rave, party.
Honestly, like the club life can have its ups and its downs, because you can really, it's just like the gay community is kind of like, think of it like high school when it comes to the club life. When you're actually when you go every once in a while, like when you go once in a while to the club, just like when you just go to school and then go home after, like it's kind of like, you know, it's cute, whatever. But when you go kind of frequently to the club and you actually make friends and like you start getting involved and then you get invited to like people's houses and like, I don't know, let's say they end up having a cookout or something. When you actually start meeting people and getting involved in the gay community, that's basically your golden pass, is going to the club, because going to the club, that's what all the gays do, go to the club. So when you actually get involved in your community and like meet people and build these relationships, it actually could be a beautiful thing. It's not necessarily going to be like a, you know, crackhead type of situation.
No. But you said, you're like, I'm going to get invited to the cookout. Like, what the fuck? Where's the last cookout that you went to, bitch? You were talking about you getting invited to the after parties. Like, don't forget who the listeners are here.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, hey, everybody.
Yeah. You're like, so I don't know who you think that you're faking out. But anyways. But we're gonna take that.
The after parties when you're high.
That's it. That's a whole other episode in itself. So, but I want to thank you for talking to me today, talking about your transmating experience or not transmating experience. I totally think
different topics.
We'll cover all the topics that they're here to cover. But thank you so much. Do you have any closing remarks?
Sorry if I offended anybody, or if I didn't, but I just really want to make sure that I wasn't rude or anything. I'm just trying to do my best
just straight up. I think, thank you so much for that. But I think, and I apologize if I offend anybody as well, but our objective here is to educate and to ask questions that are uncomfortable for people. And we want to talk about those things and get that conversation started. So if you have something to say about something that we mentioned, definitely bring it up. We're happy to talk about it and respond to you. This bitch will be in the comments for sure.
And honestly, guys, please send us topics or things or questions you have for us that we could talk about, because maybe in the next one we can answer some questions actually too.
Yeah, maybe we'll answer some questions. All right, thanks so much. Good night, New York.
Good night, New York.
I am, like, I know, like she's like took all the questions and just like rolling. He doesn't listen to you. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, you gotta let me talk too. And you're like, I'll ask you a question. You're like, no, but not about that. And then and I'm like, what are we doing?
I'm sorry. Okay,
you don't even let me do. We went through everything though, because you just burned through all the questions. So now I have to just make stuff up on the fly, I guess. Anyways, so we'll go.
No, wait, you had some more. No, I had a shit ton.
No, girl, you answered all the questions and your stories. Like you didn't even let me ask any of these questions. Oh yeah, you're like, where did these ideas come from? You're like, I didn't ask them all.